Hey guys, Bill Marnich here, training with a Y. Today we're bringing you a shoulder routine. Okay, a mass building, a bodybuilding routine. Okay, so we're hitting the shoulder from the front, side, and rear delts. So it makes it a complete routine. And as with most of my routines, we're gonna start with a strength exercise via the barbell. So let's hit it. Okay guys, so the first exercise in this routine is gonna be the strict press, also called the standing military press. Now this is a tough exercise, but we're starting with it because it's gonna be the most demanding, okay? But we can also move the most weight, okay? So this is almost like, involves the entire body from the feet up, from the ground up, because it's a lot of balance. You don't have a back support, we are standing. You're not gonna use your legs at all, but that's what also makes it very beneficial, just all the benefits of coordination, balance, and a lot of core work, okay? So we're gonna hit it, and then as we go, I'm gonna give you some tips, okay? I'm gonna warm up with the bar first. So you want your hands, Phil, if you can see this, you want your hands a little bit wider than shoulder width. Now it's gonna be a little bit different from everybody, but we're gonna go a little bit wider than shoulder width to start here. Okay, wrap your hands all the way around it, grab it tight, lift it off. You wanna start with it at the collarbone height, and we're gonna press up. This is the warm-up set. Okay, so still warming up, but before we get to the heavier weights, the heavier sets, just want to go over a couple key tips for safety, for efficiency of the lift, starting with your feet and your stance. Okay, so the stance is going to be a lot like your hand placement. You want your feet to be about shoulder width apart. You should feel comfortable in this stance. If you don't, play around with it. Feel free to move them slightly in, slightly out, wherever you feel the most athletic, most stable. But you also want to be able to squeeze your glutes throughout the entire lift. Okay, so squeezing your glutes is an important part of this lift. It's going to protect your lower back. It's going to transfer power from your legs all the way up through your body, through your hands to the bar. So really make sure that you're in a stance that is allowing you to squeeze your glutes as tight as possible. Okay, the next tip is going to be the lockout. Okay, now we need a full range of motion on this lift, which does make it tough, but it's the correct way of doing it. Okay, you need to go from your collarbone all the way to a fully locked out position with your elbows locked out at the very top. And by doing this, you're gonna push your head, what we call the window. So you wanna push your head through both your upright arms, okay? So your head's gonna be through, not down. Your eyes gotta stay straight ahead. If you look down, chances are you're gonna lose your balance and fall forward, okay? So just push your head forward and have your arms directly over your shoulders, directly over your hips, directly over your feet. The bar is not going behind me, my head is just going forward. For the strict press, we're going to do 5 sets of 5 reps, 2 to 3 minutes rest in between. One last tip, try not to pause at the collarbone, pause at the top. Okay, if you pause at the collarbone, you're taking out the stretch reflex, okay? So, like bench. If you pause at the bottom, you're making it a lot harder on yourself to get it back up. And if you can pause at the top and it's comfortable, chances are you're doing it right. So if you're perfectly stacked on, all your joints are stacked up like they should be, you should actually be pretty comfortable at the top, and then try not to pause at the bottom. Okay, so the second exercise in this routine is going to be the dumbbell seated lateral raises. So we're going to start from underneath ourselves, okay, and we're going to raise them up. Okay, just like that. Now I'm a little bit taller, so I have a little bit more of a lean. That's just where I feel it the most. For some of you shorter guys or girls, if you sit a little bit more upright, that's perfectly fine, wherever you feel it the most. But whatever angle you choose at the beginning, try to maintain that same angle throughout the entire set. You don't want to be rocking back and forth, okay? So I'm going to start with this angle. I'm going to start underneath myself. And I'll pay attention to this tip. As you're coming up, I want your thumbs to go slightly down, like you're pouring out a pitcher of water, as they say, okay? So you start here, and as you're coming up, your thumbs are gonna go slightly down to about parallel, and then back down, okay? So ensure that your arms are coming straight out, your thumbs slightly down, and then back down. Now, it's very important that you will go to parallel, and don't try to force it any higher, because that's when your traps and other upper back muscles come into play, which we're trying to not have, and also momentum, okay? So don't go so heavy that you gotta use momentum to get it up, okay? So this is strictly a bodybuilding size exercise, so we're not worried about using really heavy weight, okay? So just here, nice and strict, to the side, back down. All right, so let me grab the weight and we'll get started. Okay guys, so the sets and reps for this one are gonna be 4 sets, 12 to 15 reps, so a lot of volume, and rest, short rest, so about a minute, no longer than a minute and a half on this one, all right? So that's the second exercise. We're moving on to the third one. I'm gonna stay right here, and we got front raises. Okay, so the third exercise in this routine are gonna be the front raises, okay? And we're gonna do this one alternating. So you're gonna do one arm, bring it down, then do the other arm. Now front raises, front delts, stronger than your side delts, so you should be able to do a little bit more weight on this exercise than the side raises. 5-10 pounds, you gotta play around with it. But same thing, you don't wanna swing, you don't wanna use momentum. Try to stay as strict as possible. Again, you can have that same lean, or you could be a little bit more upright, play around with it, see what feels best for you. Just trying to target the front delt, still coming to parallel, a little bit higher, nothing crazy, just targeting the front of the delt. All right. Okay guys, so another tip, really control the eccentric port. So the part that you're lowering it, don't let it just fall down, okay? Control it on the way down, control it nice and slow on the way up, all right? So for this exercise, you're gonna do 4 sets again, same as the side delts, 12 to 15 reps, shorter rest, minute, no longer than a minute and a half. Okay guys, so the fourth exercise in the shoulder routine are gonna be upright rows using the easy bar. Now anytime you do an upright row, you're gonna use some of your traps and upper back. It's almost unavoidable, but the great thing about upright rows is that you're gonna hit your entire shoulder. So you're gonna hit your front, side, and rear delts. Okay, and they're pretty easy to do. So we're gonna use the easy bar today. And then anytime you're using the easy bar, there's an outer grip and an inner grip. We wanna do the inner. And I put my thumbs on top of the bar. Phil can give you a view of that. On top, it just takes your forearms out of the equation, especially if you have any pain in your wrist. And when you do an upright row, your wrists have to stay lower than your elbow. So as you upright row it, you're gonna row it up to your chin, keeping your elbows higher than your wrist, all the way back down. Like I said, you're gonna feel it in your traps a little bit, your upper back, that's fine. It's just a bonus. All the way down, all the way up to your chin, okay? So we're gonna add some weight and get after it. Okay guys, so again, you're gonna do 4 sets, 12 to 15 reps, keeping the volume high, short rest, minute, no longer than a minute and a half. We're going back to the bench, we're gonna do some rear delt flies, really isolate the rear delt, okay, hard muscle to hit, let's get after it. Okay, the 5th exercise is gonna be the rear delt flies. Like I said, the rear delt is a very tough muscle to isolate because it's a small muscle, okay, so bigger muscles wanna take over, but this is hands down the best exercise I've found to isolate it. And this is how you do it. So you're gonna rest your head here. I'm gonna have a dumbbell on each hand. Start palms facing. And again, you're gonna rotate your thumbs down, hold it at the top, and bring it back down. So you're thinking about squeezing a very small muscle right here at the top, bring it back down. Again, being careful not to go too high and hit your upper back. Okay? Grab some weight and we'll get started. Lightweight too. You're not gonna be able to do heavy weight by any means on this exercise, and that's not the goal anyways. Okay, so start lighter than you might think. The reason it's important to hit the rear delt, okay, a lot of people don't realize, is that's the muscle that gives your shoulder the boulder look, okay, the roundness look. Everybody's gonna hit front delts when you press, when you do other exercises. Everybody knows about the side delt. The rear delt, very small muscle, but it gives your shoulder the aesthetic look that everybody's looking for. All right, so make sure you hit it. And for this exercise, we're gonna do 4 sets, higher reps, 15 to 20, and shorter rests. So no more than a minute, 45 seconds to a minute is what we're looking for. All right, let's hit. Okay guys, last exercise is gonna be the face pulls. So another exercise that's gonna hit the rear delt. Yes, it's gonna hit some of our upper back, but it's a good finisher, okay? Lighter weight, lots of reps. It's on the cable machine. Last exercise, guys, is face pull, okay? On the cable, using a rope handle. First thing we need to do is make sure that the cable's higher than our head. So we're gonna go ahead and raise this up, okay? And then I have to show you how to grip it. So if you'll get a view here, I grip it one finger on top, knuckles facing up, instead of like a side grip, hold it on top. Now, you're gonna walk it out so you get some tension on it. And the three things you have to remember about your elbow is that your elbows are gonna go out, back, and up, okay? And we're gonna pull towards the top of our head. So it's gonna look like this first, okay? Here, and you'll pull towards the top, elbows go out, back, and up, and then you're gonna turn it, okay? Right there, and then if Phil gets a side view, I want to make sure that my shoulders are staying back and not rolling forward, okay? So I want to stay back, keep all the focus on my rear delt, my upper back. Right there. Don't let the weight pull you forward, as I should say, okay? Right to the top of my head. So we're gonna do 4 sets, high reps, 15, maybe all the way up to 25 reps, okay? High volume. Short rest, 45 seconds to a minute, okay? Great finisher. Okay, so that finishes up our shoulder routine. We started with the strength exercise with the strict press that you don't see too often anymore. We did a lot of bodybuilding exercises covering the entire shoulder, front, side, and rear, okay? And for more information, make sure that you follow me on my social media. Links are in the description below. Follow me on my website, Training with a Y. Links in the description below. Until next time, remember, why do you train?